So I just got back from training. I finished off the session with some chops for my oblique, wood chops on the cables, 5 sets of 10 with like 15 kilos, pretty light, but I really like them for my obliques. You know, I have trained obliques very rarely, would you say? I've hardly trained them at all ever. Two of the problems that gave me my intercostal issue was the fact that I couldn't activate my deep core properly, and I also have pretty much zero oblique stabilizers. So my abductors were getting very, very tight as they were taking over the role of my obliques, because my obliques were just pretty much non-existent and very, very weak, and my abductors were taking all that, getting very, very tight. Really trying to work on my obliques, so I'll do 5 sets of 10 chops on the Tuesday on my push day. Tomorrow I'll do what I can, so hopefully 5 sets of 10 of the rollouts with the wheel, the ab rollouts. Now I cannot do full ones because my core activation is so bad that I can't do it like within the full range of motion, so completely down to the floor and then back up again. I can do like one rep of that, and it feels like I'm literally going to tear my it just feels like I'm going to tear my shit up. So I have to do it against the wall to limit my range of motion. I am getting better. This is probably my 3rd or 4th week of doing them, so I am getting a little bit better at them. So next week I'll do them, and then I also do crunches on my leg day. So I do a different part of the abs every day. I do at the moment have to take a rest on the 4th day before starting the cycle again, because I just get too fatigued. I cannot keep doing things with my core. I'll be standing doing a tricep push down, and all I can feel is like my deep core just trying to stabilize me. So I definitely have a lot of issues there with my core that I have to work on. So it's one of my main focuses for this cut, I guess, is to try and build up that mind-muscle connection with the core, make sure it's activating properly. So when I go back to doing compound movements, you know, I'm not putting so much pressure on my intercostal or my abductors. You know, everything's working as it should. So that's the goal. It's going to take a while to get there, I'm sure. But when I do get back to powerlifting, hopefully all this work I'm doing now will be worth it. When it comes to shoulders, that's also another weak point of my body. You know, I've never really done a full program overhead press, you know. So at the moment I've been doing seated, so I can't, usually when I stand I'll have a real problem of arching my back and doing that Lordosis like that. So now I'm completely stand up straight, get my head forward through, much better form. I sit down so there's no chance of me leaning back. That's why the weight's pretty light, but I need to focus on my form, so the weight's not that important. I think I did 4 sets of 12 with the barbell seated, and then I did, with 16 kilos, did 3 sets of 10, I believe it was, of the one arm. So pretty much I have one dumbbell and just one arm at a time, just really focus on activating my shoulder, isolating my shoulder muscle. And that's actually, I really feel that a lot, you know. I've never really been able to isolate my shoulders properly because my traps are so tight, but after releasing them, and obviously I'm not doing deadlifts at the moment, so they're releasing a little bit. You know, I'm not doing all the chest, and my chest isn't getting tighter, although I did do flies today, which was pretty good, didn't hurt my intercostal at all, pretty happy with that. So I'm isolating my shoulders a bit better, was the point of that story. So I'm pretty happy with how the training's going so far. It's a lot different to what I'm used to. You know, usually squat, bench, deadlift, and like one accessory for that with maybe some you know, tricep extensions or whatever. But I've never really done body part stuff like this before, and I am quite enjoying it. It is pretty good. Obviously doing keto and with the caloric deficit, it is a little bit harder to gauge how strong I am on these things. I do, you know, a couple of sets will drop off here and there with the low carbs, but after I carb up, at least on the Monday, it seems that my leg workout is pretty much back on par with how I do train on carbs, which makes sense because, you know, my glycogen stores are full, so it shouldn't really be an issue even though I'm fasted on that day. So that's all I can really think of after that workout. Thanks for listening.